What's going on, good people? Let's see if we have our screens up and running as we should. It does not look like we do. There we go. Looks like we have them up and operating correctly now. What's going on, good people? Martina Britt Yelverton here, brand master, educator, cash flow strategist, all that good stuff. So we are actually on a Wednesday night looking to guarantee our goals. Just want to make sure that I have all of the proper screens up, that I copy and get a couple of my pastes going so that you guys can be informed and in the know about where we are and what we are doing. So glad to have all of you on tonight. Those of you who are live, those of you who are catching the replay, just to everybody who is serious about guaranteeing your goals for 2020. We're at the beginning of the year. And a lot of what happens is people set goals. Generally, they set goals based on previous year's goals that they did not accomplish, as well as upcoming goals that they would like to accomplish. So let me get one other share out, and then we should be able to jump right over into things. And I'll be able to actually explain this with a little bit more depth so that I can get you guys caught up. So right now, where you're waiting for me to get all of that done, if you would absolutely love to, go ahead and download your sheet. This sheet is the sheet that we begin with on this Monday for our very next step, step 8 tonight. 9, 10, yeah, step 8 tonight. I had to check myself, make sure that I'm operating in the correct order. So one other thing I probably need to do tonight is, nope, there she is, Miss Sheila. I was getting ready to say tag Miss Sheila. I know she has a schedule that she is working diligently on meeting. I might need to go ahead and tag Elva. See, I have some people that have actually shown me they are 100% committed. So because I know that they are 100% committed to guaranteeing their goals, I do want to make sure that I do send out a quick reminder to a couple of those people who are making me very much aware by staying in constant and close contact with me that they really are interested in guaranteeing their goals. They're interested in setting goals, and they want to knock those goals down this year. They don't want to waste any time. They don't want to do any of the roller coaster riding that they've done before. So tonight I did go ahead and tag 3 young ladies. Miss Sheila was able to make it, so that is a beautiful thing to see. But I went ahead and tagged a couple of other people who are interested in staying in the loop, who are interested in sticking and staying. And one of the reasons I'm paying attention to those people, because on next week when this becomes interactive, we're going to be specifically over inside of the Zoom platform, and we may have them speak, we may have them give immediate feedback just for where they are, what they've been doing to date, and where they are looking to go forward from this point going forward. Okay. So, oh, it's all good, Miss Sheila. I'm just glad that you were able to make it. Great to hear about the chamber agenda. I can't wait to hear where we're going and actually what we're getting ready to do next. That is so exciting. So let me jump right over into this and get it up and running. So, again, my name is Martina Britt Yelverton, and my goal is to help you guarantee your goals for 2020. I say this every single night because I want it burned and etched into your mind. Without a plan, you plan to fail. So, how many of you have set goals previously and didn't accomplish them, or have even made a simple to do list and didn't even get everything checked off of the list? And you may be trying to figure out why. Well, as we've gone through this so far, you may have figured out some of the reasons why you weren't able to completely complete those. And we're going to delve a little bit deeper to get you to understand why you haven't been able to complete those goals. We're going to discuss the definition of it, what it means to guarantee a goal, and what a goal is. We're going to define, describe, develop, and duplicate this particular strategy to guarantee your goals for 2020. I'm taking a full 20 days with you, 20 minutes or less, and I'm going to show you multiple ways on how you can get this done. And if you're wondering who I am and why you should listen to me, my name is Martina Britt Yelverton. I am a brand master. I'm a cash flow queen. I'm a revenue strategist. I'm an ambassador with the Nightdale Chamber of Commerce. A lot of things you can read right here on the screen. But the bottom line to get all of you to understand is I have been very blessed. I have a gift, I have a talent that allows me to figure out sequencing, what works, how to put things in order, how do things make things operate in what is considered and people love to have into a plan, what it is to have a blueprint and then to see it come to fruition. I am a brand master, meaning I work with a lot of different small businesses, startup entrepreneurs, home-based businesses, startup smaller companies, authors, daycares, all of these different entities. When they're ready to actually launch their vision and make it manifest, they're looking to take an idea that they have for a logo and they're looking to actually see it on a street sign or see it on the front of a building. We go from what's in your mind to actually making it manifest before you. So having so many different clients who come to me as a blank slate, they really want to know how to get to what they see in their mind and how to get it out and about. And what drove me to get even more detailed about this particular who I am today is to get you guys to understand what the end result of this plan means. So you have an idea of something that you wanted to do for quite some time, a goal that you have set, but it hasn't been able to come to fruition. And we're going to walk you through the processes that maybe you did before and didn't complete, or you didn't do before and now you can complete it. Okay. And think about that, because if you really understand that you can't solve a problem using the same kind of thinking you used to create the problem, then you should have a aha moment, like the young guy in Coming to America. Aha! You should have that moment that says, wow, that actually makes sense. I can't solve a problem with the same kind of thinking that I used to create the problem. And so if you can understand what Mr. Einstein said, then you will be able to understand that you must start with your thinking and think your solutions into existence. Okay. So it doesn't mean that it's an overnight process, because trust and believe, it does not always happen overnight. Even these last 8 days are not happening overnight, right? But you see the vision, you have a plan to follow now. No, it doesn't mean exactly what you want will happen, but it also doesn't mean that exactly what you want won't happen. What it does mean is you can literally guarantee any goal if you start with your thinking. So you change your thinking, you change your situation, you change your thinking, you change your money, you change your thinking, you change your outcomes, right? If you change what you put in, then what comes out will change. So the definition, as you know, of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, trying to get a different result. So previous years, most people, and I asked this on several of the lives last week, previously, most people operated in a um, old school or previous or original thinking for goal setting. And I believe even Miss Sheila and Elva before, they were both like, absolutely. Their old general or new process for setting goals was they would choose the goal that they wanted to accomplish and perhaps they would write it down. Then they would actually achieve the goal. They would try and figure out what they needed to break down, starting with maybe a to-do list and start checking things off. And then once they completed the goals, they would celebrate, right? Well, that is the old way of getting a goal accomplished. Now, how many things on your list have you always checked off? Have you been able to guarantee a full list of it being checked off? Most times, no. And here's why. Here is why. When you are able to go through and understand the process of no matter what happens, no matter what comes my way, no matter what circumstance arises, I must keep going. I must see it through till the end, right? Then it is more likely that you will get to the end because you have a made up mind. So in this process, we're going to choose the goal one at a time. We're actually then going to invite people along for the ride, meaning we may even choose one person to hold us accountable for completing the goal. We're going to determine the date that we're going to complete the goal by, right? And then we're going to celebrate on that day. So whatever it takes to get to that date, you have now held yourself accountable. So in last week, we spent 5 full days defining exactly what it is that we wanted. My first question on Monday was, what do you want? I asked you to write it down in detail, what you wanted, what you saw, the conversation you had in your head, how you felt about it, what feelings welled up. I asked you to do that over the course of the week. And then finally, we discovered that we were able to see it more clearly. We were able to understand the conversation that goes on in our head. We saw ourselves completing, doing the task. And finally, I ask you, what do you believe? Because you could have a list of 100, or you could have a list of 10 things. And if you don't believe that all 10 can happen, let alone all 100 can happen, if you don't believe it, it's less likely that it will happen. So on yesterday, I said, let's break that down now. You have your entire list, right? And so on Monday, I said, choose one. Choose one 30-day, get it done goal, whether it was personally, professionally, passionately, paternally, or other. I left an option for you. I gave you an example of something as simplistically as making the bed, just to break it down almost to the bare minimum, right? Then I asked you to pay attention to your time investment. How much time is it going to take you to accomplish this goal? And are you willing to give up something to meet that goal is what we're discussing tonight. So if you have a look at your printout, let me flip up mine for you to see. Again, on Monday, I asked you to pick a goal. And my goal, as an example, was to complete complete the Guaranteed Goals book. I challenged myself not only to complete the book, but to come up with the 2020 blueprint. And then on 1/20/2020, we're going to host a Guaranteed Goals celebration. I took the time to figure out how much time did it cost me to invest in this. And of course, luckily, because I'm gifted and I'm a graphics, I'm able to set up all of the programming, the video streaming, the lives, everything that you see. So it cost me no additional money to do it. So once I was able to break that down, then I had to start getting clear. So I'm hoping you're doing the same. You've assigned your one thing. How many of you have chosen the one thing that you want to accomplish in 30 days? How many of you have been diligent about paying attention to, honestly, what you're being asked to do? And how many of you did yesterday and Tuesday's homework, today and Monday's homework? You chose the goal, you looked at your time investment, you set aside however much money you may or may not need. Now that you're getting clear, and I know some of you are a little bit behind, you're just getting the sheet maybe today or maybe yesterday, and that's fine because you can do this very quickly. Once you actually narrow down, you should be able to do it very quickly. I need you to pay attention to what you determine you want to experience from it. What is your intention behind it, and whether or not you lack some of the things that you may need to accomplish it. And if so, we need to figure out where to get help from to accomplish that. And then I need for you to, of course, track the time. Track it to make sure that what you feel like you're going to do, you will be able to do. How will you know if you're on track? When all the bells and whistles and signs are pointing in the right direction? That's going to be in flux. But finally, tonight, I want you to get committed. Tonight's homework is about commitment and accountability. So my question to you for tonight's assignment in guaranteeing your one 30-day get it done goal is, what will happen if you do not accomplish the goal? And what must you give up? So number one, I knew that I wouldn't get the information out of the book if I didn't complete the book. And because I love the card game Canasta on my phone, I was not allowed to play Canasta until I finished the book. That's hard for me because I play Canasta on my phone at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, to almost declutter my mind. It takes my mind off of the graphics. It takes my mind off of being the mom. It takes my mind off the mom responsibilities. And I really go immersed in a simple card game on a phone because it allows me not to think about everything else. And believe it or not, I used to do it with bid whist because it would allow me to kind of fall into this mindset because my mother was a bid whist lover. She was a bid whist card game lover. And I knew, okay, that's her thing. I love Canasta. That's kind of where I get away. Some people, she used to say she'd go shopping in her mind at Walmart. Some people, that's kind of their release. And so I knew that I would not be able to have my daily release of that card game until I finished the book. So I need you to get committed, and I need you to determine what will happen if you don't accomplish the goal. And number two, what is it that you must give up? Okay. So once you make that determination, I need for you to be serious about it. Okay. I literally took a picture every single day and sent it to my accountability partners to show them, hey, I'm up to this point and here's the date. I'm up to this point and here's the date. I'm up to this point and here's the date. I'm finally finished. And here's the evidence of it every single day. I literally sent a video, and maybe that's tomorrow for accountability, but I literally sent a video about it. And maybe I'll just go ahead and show that one for number 9 and 10, just to give you those steps. When I got accountable, I literally sent a video to show my accountability. So you kind of know what's coming. So you can kind of think ahead for Thursday and Friday, what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get yourself an accountability partner that you can kind of have them help you track, hold yourself accountable, making sure that you get this thing done. Because at the end of it, you're going to want somebody that you can celebrate with when you accomplish the goal, and know there are other goals coming. So I'm hoping that this makes sense to you, that you are literally understanding the sequence that goes on, that you understand that not only if you don't actually create a plan and then follow the plan, it of course is less likely that you will get to the end of this journey. And we want you to get to the end of the journey. Like I said, it could be as something as simple as making your bed. Start with something small that you know you can accomplish and you can knock out of the way in less than 30 days. So that by the time February 1 gets here, you have a fresh goal to attempt for 30 full days. Start by something that you can accomplish in the next 7 days. So that by the time you get to, let's see, the next 7 days, today's the 8th, by the time you get to the 15th of the month, you're ready to set a 15-day goal. You know, do it in increments, but again, go back to your list from last week of all the goals that you want to accomplish. Choose one, determine your time investment, determine your financial investment, go ahead and determine what you want to experience and what is your intention behind it. Then go ahead and get committed and say what you must give up to ensure that it works. Because by the end of this week, we're going to have an accountability partner set up, right? And we're going to see this thing through, because next week we're going to begin to develop the goal. So I hope you have enjoyed this small bit of time on tonight, that if we are not connected, that you definitely take the opportunity to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and select the bell so that you can see when new videos are uploaded. Definitely follow and select the bell here, to get notifications when I go live here, and definitely to continue to see content. There are 3 pages, no, actually 4 now. There are 4 pages that you are available to find here. 2 of them deal with business, the graphics business and my MLM business. A third deals with youth lifestyle training, a curriculum that I offer, and then finally my personal profile. You can also follow me on my newly created Instagram page that my daughter maintains for me. And you can follow me also on LinkedIn and Twitter, where she actually cast a lot of my Instagram information over to those 2 channels as well. So again, if there's any questions that you have and you need to set aside a good 15 to 30 minutes to get those questions answered, you are definitely available to getbooked.martinabrityelverton.com. Have a look at my schedule and see where and when you can get plugged in with your schedule. I hope again that you are taking this seriously and that you are committed to setting some goals for this year, whether they start small and they grow to something that has you shaking in your boots by the end of the year. Believe it or not, that's actually what you want. Why? Because his vision for us is much bigger than anything we ourselves can imagine. And that's the end result, to be able to magnify him in everything that we do. So to your success, my name is Martina Britt Yelverton. I'm excited to be spending these 20 minutes each night with you to get you to your guaranteed goals. I look forward to talking with you tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Have a great evening.